This isn't about noble houses. This is about the living and the dead.
Right?
And I intend to stay amongst the living.
Okay.
Let the monsters kill each other. And while they battle in the north, we take back the lands that belong to us.
Oh
and
my
then what?
God.
And then we rule.
If the dead win, they march south and kill us all.
Mm-hmm.
If the living win, and we've betrayed them, they march south and kill us all. Doesn't matter what I'd call it.
Mm-hmm. About time you woke up.
I told you no one walks away from me.
Mm-hmm. This is what happens with cesty relationships, y'all. I have my reasons for not shipping who I don't ship.
Samwell Tarly.
I wasn't sure if you'd remember me.
I remember everything.
Oh, God. Okay. Crazy.
He's on his way back to Winterfell. With Daenerys Targaryen.
You saw this in a vision.
No, just Raven.
He needs to know the truth.
The truth about what?
About himself. No one knows. No one but me.
Speak.
Jon isn't really my father's son.
Yes.
He's the son of Rhaegar Targaryen and my aunt Lyanna Stark. Dornish bastards are named
No,
Sam.
no, no.
At the Citadel, I transcribed a High Septon's diary. He annulled Rhaegar's marriage to Alyr. He wed Rhaegar and Lyanna in a secret ceremony.
Didn't see that.
Smith, warrior, mother, maiden,
Seriously?
stranger. I am hers.
Rhaegar didn't kidnap my aunt or rape her. Jon's real name
Is AEGON Targaryen. You have to protect him. Promise me, Ned.
He needs to know.
Well, Bran, timing
We need to tell him.
is everything.
I never could have survived what you survived.
You would have. You're the strongest person I know.
I believe that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Well, don't get used to it.
Oh my God. Holy crap. It's happening. It's happening, guys. Oh my God, look at the storm. Oh my God. Holy crap. No! Oh no! No, 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 no! Don't do it, Viserys! No! Oh my God! Oh my God! Torment! Oh man. Oh no. It's a wrap, you guys. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's over. War's over. Night King wins. Game, set, match. Like I knew, like I kind of predicted the ending, but still. Oh my God. There's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. Oh my gosh. I should have wrote stuff down because there's so much to talk about. Okay, let's talk about the parlay at the beginning. That was so tense, wasn't it? Like, oh my gosh, just just waiting and all the tension between Cersei and all the parties there. And I love how they showed that everybody there kind of had a stake in someone that was across from them. You know, we have Cersei, of course, with her beef with Tyrion. And then we've got, you know, Jaime with, you know, whatever's going on with Brienne, and then the fact that, like, you know, she's looking at him like, oh my God. And then you've got Jon, who obviously has something against Cersei and all the other Lannisters because of what happened to his dad. And you've got the Mountain and the Hound who've got their beef going on, and then you've got Euron and looking at Theon. Like, there was so much going on in that little parlay. Oh my God. And I loved how they juxtaposed it all, like, ooh, everyone here has got a little something that has something to do with something else that ain't what we came here for. Like, that was amazing. Qyburn didn't shock me. I knew Qyburn would be intrigued by the White Walker, or by the White, wasn't a White Walker, and not scared so much as fascinated, like a true weird scientist. I have a feeling, because they left the body there, I think, so I would not be surprised if Qyburn's gonna look into some way to try to, like, get inside the heads of these things, because that's how he works. And the whole moment between Tyrion and Cersei, I thought that was a very interesting dynamic there. I wasn't sure. I mean, I knew the conversation wouldn't be, like, productive. Because obviously Cersei will never and never has loved Tyrion, but I don't know. Like, I mean, yes, part of her letting him live, I think, was obviously strategy, but I really don't think she wants Tyrion dead. But when she had to directly be the one to do it in that situation, I think it was the first time she kind of was like, oh crap, like, I don't know. Part of me also thinks she just wouldn't have she wants the satisfaction of having Tyrion suffer. Like, you know, Cersei, she just doesn't want the quick death. She wants the slow, painful. Speaking of which, I just remembered the sand snakes rotting away in a basement somewhere. I was really kind of on the board with the idea of Cersei faking the pregnancy, but I don't know. Do you think she maybe said it, I guess if she still is faking it, she's hoping that it'll somehow appeal to Tyrion, because Tyrion did love her kids. You know, he never did hold the grudge. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Cersei is still plotting and planning. Apparently, she doesn't care about the fact that the undead are coming to kill her. She thinks they're gonna wipe out the north, and then I don't know what she thinks is gonna happen at that point. She thinks her little cut swords or sellswords from Essos are gonna be able to do anything. But finally, it took so much, my God, it took so much for Jaime to finally get the wool taken off his eyes and stop being so damn hypnotized by her lady things, to finally see that this woman never has and never will truly care about him. He's a possession, he's a toy, he's just something that she likes to control. And finally he's gotten the fact that he always thought he had some kind of rapport, and now I think it's become astonishingly clear that he ain't nothing. Cersei don't care about nobody but Cersei. And she did care about her kids, but they're all dead, so I'm glad that he's finally free of her, and I guess he's heading north. I mean, I was a huge Jaime Brienne shipper from the books, but honestly, like, yeah, Brienne looked like she was 100% done with Jaime after that parlay, and I'm 100% with him, I think, or with her, I should say, because it's too late. Like, come on, boy, come on. Let's talk about the Sister Stark. It was pointed out in my comics about 2 episodes ago that there was a long game going on with Littlefinger, and I did agree that there was definitely something going on, because the one thing I thought was, no way was Arya gonna sneak into Peter Baelish's quarters as Arya. Like, as a faceless person, it didn't make any sense for her to do that. She could totally have gone in as anybody else. So I knew that there was something going on as far as her and Peter. I just wasn't sure how far it all went. And yes, for those, you know, who said that Sansa was in on it, you were absolutely right. I don't feel like everything that they said was purely for the benefit of Baelish, however. I still feel like both of them got a little some stuff off their chest that they've probably been holding in for a while, but clearly those conversations now were for the sake of all of his little birds or whoever he had spying, so they heard this and could relay it back to him. I had a feeling that we were going to get to a point where Peter was going to be exposed anyways, because he really hasn't had any purpose this season. Like, compared to other seasons, he wasn't driving any plot forward. He wasn't really on the radar, as it were. Like, he was just kind of hanging around annoying people. So I was like, okay, they're clearly going to wrap up Peter's character somehow. He's either going to scuttle away somehow, or he's going to get dead. And he got dead, which I'm kind of happy for, because, yeah, as all the crimes that were listed by Sansa, he's just a disgusting little cockroach, and he should have been dead a long time ago. Now, I know there's Baelish fans out there, and I did always appreciate how smart and how conniving and just generally how witty that Peter was as a character. I mean, as a man, if he wasn't completely evil and self-centered, he probably would have been a pretty cool character. He's kind of like, you know, basically Varys if Varys had absolutely no soul. But he had to go. He had to go. He was going to rip apart, you know, House Stark from the inside if he had been allowed to do so. Peace out, Littlefinger. You were interesting for about 2 minutes. I still don't like Sansa. Still never will be a huge fan. But I am glad that the Stark family is united at this point, because we definitely need that over division 100%. So I'm glad that they both also acknowledge the fact that, you know, Arya's like, you know, you're a strong girl, what you went through, I respect that, you know, I respect you. And I'm glad that, you know, that Sansa was like, yeah, and, you know, I see that you've always been strong and I recognize you now, and I'm not gonna, you know, keep looking at you as my little sister who never quite measured up to the lady standards that she was expected to. So hopefully that mutual respect will keep going, and kudos to Bran for actually caring about his family, because I know it's hard for him to get off his little high of going and searching and three-eyed ravening. I mean, I'm no hate on Bran, by the way. I'm just saying, like, it's been a little annoying to see him kind of put his family to the side, you know, to do all this three-eyed raven stuff. Sam and Bran finally connecting. I was really hoping this would happen, and it did. And they were able to compare notes. Thank God Sam was listening and heard Gilly when she was reading that stuff, and I guess he must have transcribed it and he did remember it. But so happy that he put 2 and 2 together. They now know, and like I said, the most important thing is that Jon needs to know, which hopefully as soon as he gets back to Winterfell next season, it'll be the first thing they tell him is, listen, before you do anything, just so you know, you got a claim on the throne. And hopefully they will tell him that in, you know, confidence, because I don't think, even though stuff happened between him and Dany, I don't think she's ready to hear that he's got a legitimate claim to the throne that actually supersedes hers. So I'm glad that Bran went back and got the full story now, and he can relate that. And I kind of like that we got to see Jon's parents get married and finally kind of put that whole the R plus L equals J thing to rest, and heard that Jon has another name. I think we should stick with Jon, though. I mean, I am not ready to call him anything else right now. Yeah, Jon's face after he finds out he banged his aunt ought to be absolutely amazing. Theon! Welcome back, my friend. I can finally start calling you Theon again and not just Reek. I think that's kind of what he's been searching for, maybe what's been holding him back, besides obviously the amazing physical and emotional and mental trauma that he went through at the hands of Ramsay. I think he was always looking for some level of absolution from the Starks, because obviously what he did was heinous. We all know that. So, I mean, obviously we saw that Sansa basically was like, you know, you saved my life, so as far as I'm concerned, I'm over it. And also the fact that you didn't kill my brothers is huge. But, you know, Jon is the most like Ned. You know, I think Jon probably in Theon's mind is like the biggest representation of Ned and the father figure he had in Ned. And so for him to go and kind of talk to Jon and be like, listen, no excuses, no BS, like, I'm just gonna be coming at you right now and telling you that I'm sorry and I realize I screwed up majorly. And Jon being like, you know what, you know, Jon recognizing that Theon is broken, like he's beyond broken as a person, like there is nothing left of the old arrogant Theon that was selfish enough to try to take Winterfell. That guy is gone. And I love that Jon just kind of like, you know, I could beat up on this kid in this moment, but no, I see that he's truly, and that's the thing, like when people are truly repentant, like when they're truly sorry for something, it is really hard as a human being to hold a grudge anymore. Like the anger just kind of dissipates because you see someone just so pathetically broken and sad in front of you. There's just no joy in holding that anger anymore. So I'm glad that Jon was finally like, dude, I can't forgive you for everything, obviously, but for what you know, for the stuff I was pissed at you for, I'm over it. Like, you're cool. As far as I'm concerned, you're still family. So I think that's what Theon always wanted to hear, and I love that they brought out that for Theon, it's always been a battle for him, which is true. In the books, they brought it out a lot more than they ever brought it out in the show, but Theon always struggled with, you know, his love for the Starks and the Stark family and Ned in particular, and of course the fact that he's supposed to be a Greyjoy and he's supposed to be Ironborn, he's supposed to like care about them, but he never really grew up with them or really built a bond with them. So he was always struggling with that identity of who is he, who does he belong to, where does loyalties lie, and Jon finally gave him the answer that I think he needed to hear from somebody else, which is you're both, dude. Like, yes, you're always by blood going to be Ironborn, but you were raised as a Stark and you're fam. So stop beating yourself up and know that you can be both, and it's okay as far as I'm concerned. So thankfully Theon got that, and he finally got the resolve to do what he's always wanted to do, which is to go out there and save his sister and get the, you know, what little of the Ironborn he's got left to rally up and get her wherever the hell she is. I'm not talking about Jon and Daenerys. Just ew. Ew. And that final scene, guys, I mean, what is there to say? That was, oh my god. I mean, the predictions have been out there, and as soon as he got the dragon, I was like, that's how he's taking the wall down. That's pretty much what I think is gonna happen. Pretty predictable, I think. I think everyone kind of figured out once he pulled that dragon out that that's how the wall was coming down, because fire and the wall and dragons, and there's dragon glass. Like, the dragons are all very heavily incorporated into this whole undead thing. The wall is gone, guys. The wall that has stood there for a few thousand years is down. The army has crossed, and it is massive. Oh my god, that army is mind-blowing. Like, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. And it's this guy who's in the sky now. Not good. Not good. I'm scared of whatever Viserion's fire could do to the other dragons. I'm a little terrified of that, because it seems like it's, I don't know what's happening there. I'm trying to apply like scientific logic to magic. Next season is definitely going to be the Great War, as Jon called it, and it's going to be interesting to see how it all unfolds. Guys, this was an amazing episode. This was really, really good. Do I think it makes up for being shorted 3 episodes? Maybe not, but I think it was definitely a good wrap up to how fast this whole season has gone, and it's definitely letting us know as viewers that next season is it. What did you guys think of this? Do you think it was a good finale? Are you totally pumped for next season? Or are you just kind of thinking, well, what is there to say? Like, that army's massive. There's no way that they're going to win. What are your thoughts? I love reading your comments below. Please, please, please leave them. And just tell me what you're thinking. Tell me if you're on the same page as me. And yes, I've admitted it. Sansa was in the long game. I'm very glad to hear that she was playing along, okay? I submit. Uncle. If you like this video, guys, please, please, please click like. And if you want to see more from this geeky face, go ahead and click subscribe. Until next time, guys, have a great one.